This is Providence Television International, the game changer.
Welcome to the newspaper analysis on Providence Television International. I am Ugbebo Ikekwa. To analyze the papers with me in the studio is the CEO of Providence Television International, Dr. Emmanuel Egariwa. You're welcome.
Yes, thank you very much. It's a lovely day, even though it's been raining all day in Edo State and in neighboring states, I think. A friend called me from Ibadan that it was raining pretty heavily. But that means that our weather forecast was right. It was going to be rain this day. Yeah. But one man's meat is another man's poison. The farmers, I guess, will be very happy now because of the rains, the drizzles, and all of that. But I'm sure that, yes, things might just get better as we move into August.
Exactly.
Okay? You have what we conventionally, I don't know if that still exists, what we call August break. Whether it will come this year or not, I don't know. But that's where it is.
Like you said, conventionally.
Yes.
Well, just before we delve into the papers, the CEO has something for us.
Well, what is that thing? It's a clarion call for leadership. I'm worried. I'm worried because the Republic of Cameroon is not showing good examples. For instance, in terms of leadership. Okay. The report we have is that Paul Biya is the oldest president in the world right now. And everybody is talking about him for the wrong reason. He's 92. Yes. He's 92 now. He was born on February 13th, 1933. And he has been serving since 1982. That's 43 years ago. That's Paul Biya. You can see the wrinkles on his face. Yes, that's a sign of very soon it will be 100 years, and he's still in office. That's not good for the image of Cameroon and also for the African continent. He was previously, now look at this, he was previously the 5th Prime Minister under President Ahmadou Ahidjo. I hope we can have the picture of Ahmadou Ahidjo there. Ahmadou Ahidjo served for only a while, he resigned. And this guy took over Paul Biya, and he's been there for the past 42 years. And the next election, that's the thing that really worries me. The next election is coming up in October this year, and he's showing interest again for another 7-year term. I mean, that would be ridiculous.
And that should be for another 7 years.
7 years. It's a 7-year term for
exactly.
the president of Cameroon. So you see that the Cameroonians have a big issue on their hands.
Really?
I think the man probably wants to die in office so that they can give him a state burial. He's not talking about new inventions from Cameroon. He's not talking about governance. He's not talking about infrastructure. He's talking about the quest for power, the hunger for power. And it's very common in most African countries, really, where leaders just go in for the sake of acquiring power. You remember the issue of Bokassa.
Yes.
You remember Mugabe.
Exactly.
Okay? They became invalid, even while they were in government. Invalid. But credit must go to the great statesman, Nelson Mandela. We cannot forget Nelson Mandela in a hurry. He was quite an old man. The reason they made him president was that he was all coming from prison, from incarceration. And they wanted to make capital out of it. Yes, this man has been there for 27 years in incarceration. Let us make him the president of South Africa. Even though he was declining at the time, I said, no, you must be the president. Let it be symbolic. For example, that you became the president straight from prison. Right. But why was he a hero? He was a hero because he told the whole world that he was going to spend just one term.
Yes.
And he did. He didn't renege on what he said. A lot of African leaders do that. He didn't renege, and after 4 years, he went back, okay, quietly to his homestead, in the outskirts of Pretoria. So, but why was he such a wonderful figure? When he died, the whole world celebrated Mandela. The whole world, regardless of ethnicity, regardless of race or color, they all celebrated him. That, yes, that's the symbol of African nationality. So, but we must remember him. But Look at Mugabe, for instance. I was in the primary school when I was hearing of Mugabe. In the primary school, we used to do quiz in those days in the primary school. And Mugabe was propping up all the time. Yes. Mugabe, I was in primary school. I started to hear of Robert Mugabe. And when he died, he was not celebrated.
No,
he was not.
No.
He was vilified on many fronts. And that's the thing happening now to a lot of African leaders. And my advice is let's make room for young leadership. The elderly leadership has not paid off for us. Let's face it. Okay. Look at Murtala Mohammed. In Nigeria, he was only 38. Within 6 months, look at what he did. Okay? So, but today, people still talk about Murtala Mohammed. He spent just 6 months before he was taken out by Dimka and the rest. So, but what I'm telling our viewers is that Africa must unite to give leadership a new orientation in terms of leadership that is not too elderly.
Okay.
Yes, that's my point. And that, I think, is all about BR for today.
All right. And so we will be going down to the front page of the Vanguard newspapers, where we have Tinubu seeks additional $347 million loan for Lagos Calabar Highway telecoms projects. We'll have an insight into that story. President Bola Tinubu has asked the National Assembly to approve an additional $347 million external loan under the 2025-2026 borrowing plan. President Tinubu stated that the loan is necessary due to a rise in the funding needs for the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project, whose cost increased from $700 million to $747 million.
We are not talking about billions of naira.
No.
We are talking of dollars.
Dollars, yes.
So if you translate that into billions, you know what it is.
We're talking multiple
But the
trillions.
question I think people are asking is this. Why must we borrow this? Who is going to pay? Yes, who is going to pay? Because President Tinubu is not going to be there forever, by the way.
That's true.
Okay? Who is going to pay for these loans that we are taking? The other day, the National Assembly approved. Something. We carried this on our news.
Exactly.
You remember?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, that was a different ball game.
Altogether.
This one is different.
Yes.
So we are piling up loans, and people are asking questions, and they are right to be asking all these questions. Thank God this is not even coming from us now; it's coming from the Vanguard.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And people can authenticate that. Rather than that, why don't we pay attention to the economy? Why don't we grow the economy? Why don't we pay attention to food shortages? Why don't we pay attention to insecurity around the country? So we must prioritize, and that's what I think most Nigerians are talking about. We believe that with time, things will synergize properly, possibly. But my question is, why will the National Assembly continue to be the rubber stamp every time? I have not seen any instance where they refused to approve something that has come from the presidency. Must we approve everything? I mean, where is the oversight function of the National Assembly, for instance? So, well, this is left for presidential officials to be able to tell Nigerians that, yes, these things are justifiable.
Yes, well, like you said, the National Assembly, because I was just about to come there. Apart from the because there are three arms of government. Apart from the National Assembly, who seem to be failing now seriously in that regard, is there nothing that the judiciary can do about this? Because it's getting outrageous. So many people are not happy. You're borrowing continuously. We're not looking at the ways these loans are going to be paid. And then at the end of the day, they are put into white elephant projects.
Yeah. Well, the organ that is responsible for checkmating the presidency, of course, is the National Assembly. It's there in the Constitution. They have the oversight function. What does that mean? It means that you come with a proposal, the National Assembly can say, no, this is too much for us to bear. They can even tell you that, no, Mr. President, we believe that this amount can be plowed into somewhere else. That's the oversight function
Yes.
of the National Assembly. And it's duty of the legislature to be able to do that on a regular basis.
Exactly.
Okay? But that is not being done at the moment. Maybe because majority of members of the National Assembly belong to the same party with the president.
Okay.
But that's where the aberration comes in, because I have talked about this many times, that in advanced countries, you will see that the greatest critics of the president might just be people of his own political party.
Yes.
But in this country, and it saddens a lot of Nigerians. It saddens them that, look, we are borrowing and borrowing and borrowing.
Exactly.
And the living standards of Nigerians are not getting better. That's my worry. And electioneering campaigns must come to the fore. Yes, I mean, I remember the president said we're not going to borrow much and all that stuff.
Yes.
Because he was looking back at what happened before he came in. And he discovered that, yes, borrowing is not too good, because you are tied to the apron strings of your creditors.
Yes.
Whether you like it or not, whether it's IMF or World Bank, you are tied to the apron strings, and they can dictate the pace for you. All right. That, in fact, is why the Naira is getting weakened by the day.
Yes.
Right, because they dictate the terms. So, I don't know, but I think we must praise the whole thing on a regular basis to tell the powers that be, namely the National Assembly, that they must do their work.
Exactly. Apart from the National Assembly doing that, it is also a worrisome thing that the World Bank and the IMF seem not to renege every time we come out to seek a loan.
They work well. If you're a creditor, won't you be happy when your debtors come around?
When they've been owing, when they have a backlog of debts.
They believe they will pay. That's the irony. That's the irony. Because government, in any case, government is a continuum.
Yes.
So if you don't pay now, whoever is coming will pay. But it is the people that suffer. Yes. It is the people. Governments will come and go, but the people are there. All right? Nigeria remains. Leaders will come, they will go, but the country remains. The future is staring us in the face, the future of our children. Yeah, it's staring us, it's just there, it's staring us in the face. What are we going to do? Yes.
Well, this brings us to our next story. In some few days' time, we'll be getting into the month of August, and that is the last month before we get into the ember months. Front page of the Guardian newspapers. FRSC records 5,281 crashes, 2,838 deaths, rescues 17,818 in 6 months.
The question that readily comes to my mind is, are we in a state of war? Because even sometimes in war situations, you don't have as many casualties as we've just been seeing. There are many factors responsible for this. First of all, the roads are in bad shape. Yes, the roads are terribly in bad shape. I mean, look at this thing, for instance. And not just that, the carelessness of motorists. Motorists are just careless, overspeeding. Even when the roads are not particularly good, they overspeed. On a daily basis, we have casualties. And it pains me because people are, sometimes they are burnt beyond recognition. Yes, like this one, for instance, you could see it burnt. Beyond, people are, they're burnt beyond recognition. Yes, that's 2. 3, the cost of maintenance of vehicles. Motor spare parts, prices of motor spare parts are on the increase. You want to buy a tire, a good tire, you will spend through your nose. And if you want to put tires on the highway, they have to be good tires. But if you go for, what do they call them now?
The fairly used ones.
The fairly used ones.
Yes.
Anything can happen to them. They can burst on the highway. And the vehicles will somersault. That's not good enough. Okay? Look at tankers, tanker drivers. They are falling off the road on a daily basis. Falling off the road. Highly flammable materials that they carry. We saw one the other day, very close to Ogun State, I think. Where was that? I can't remember exactly. Luckily, there were no casualties because the area was wide open.
That's true.
Right. There were no casualties. But usually in a crowded area, there will be a lot of casualties. But I must give kudos to Federal Road Safety Commission. Or Federal Safety Corps. When some of these things happen, they are there. They mobilize and get there very quickly. And one thing I must also advise is that Nigerians should be their brothers' keepers. How? When an accident happens, people are going there to take pictures with their phones rather than rescue the victims.
That is the most
the victims will be see the line between life and death is very thin. You can rescue somebody, and before he gets to the hospital, he gives up. But you can also rescue somebody, he gets to the hospital, 5 minutes, is revived.
Right. Yeah.
Nigerians are very funny people. They get to the accident scene, they start to take,
Yes.
and they call it all kinds of things, the skit or whatever, the
Content creation.
creation and all sort of things. With human life, they go there rather than help in the rescue operations. They will be going there to take pictures of people who are on death line, dying, screaming for help. Yes, but I will also advise, this must be a policy issue really, that motorists, particularly those on the highway, must carry what they call emergency kits. Every vehicle traveling on the highway must have that. Because if an accident happens and the other fellow coming behind you has a first aid kit, for instance, it can come out quickly to bandages, and things like that to stop. I mean, people die because of flow of blood. Yeah, they lose so much blood. But these things can be tied up quickly when you have the kit. Yeah, tie it up and apply certain medications to rush the people to the nearest hospital. The other thing is when you are going from Lagos, for instance, you are going from Benin to Lagos, there is no health center on the highway. None. From Benin to Lagos, none. Maybe distances, maybe about 30, 50 kilometers apart, you can build small cottages that can accommodate health facilities in case there's an accident. Now, if something happens along the way, I'm using Benin as an example, if something happens along the way up to Ijebu-Ode, you are rushing the person back to UBTH, which has an accident center. Really, that's why UBTH was built on the highway, to accommodate some of these things. But we need to have small facilities along the way so that you can get first aid treatment before you move the victims down to major hospitals. Those facilities are not there at the moment. And we must think of the busy nature of some of these routes. Yes, some of them are particularly busy. So we must establish these things there. I mean, Benin, Abuja, for instance, is extraordinarily busy. So we must have them. We must have them along the way. What do we find? We have more of police checkpoints. Yes, many checkpoints.
Maybe but that's due to the crime rate.
Yeah, crime rate, I agree. But no facility to aid victims. When these things occur. None.
Exactly. Well, like you said earlier, the FROSC, they have to be given kudos. But you know that there are some drivers who are hell-bent on committing suicide. You told me of an instance somewhere in Benin when you were coming and you saw one guy, he knowingly took a one-way path.
Yes, that's suicide. I mean, obviously that's suicide. It doesn't, you don't ascribe it to any other name. It's suicide because you know it, and even legally speaking, it is, you cannot run away from culpability.
Yes.
First of all, you fix your own vehicle if you're alive. You fix your vehicle and you fix the other man's vehicle. It's called, in law, it's called strict liability offense. Because you are guilty. I mean, you don't need anybody to come and give witness. You are already guilty. All right. And they do it at will. I don't know what these people controlling traffic, what they are doing. Honestly, I mean, I don't know what they are doing. They will just be looking, even when, what do you call them now? These buses.
Yes.
At top speed. Even some policemen will say, oh yeah, pass. And you know they are doing the wrong thing, endangering the lives of their passengers.
Yes.
Of course, because the drivers go on suicide mission, they don't care about the lives of the passengers. Yes. So these things are responsible for some of the crashes. But I think it's an emergency. Look at, show us, now, Caleb, show us the figures again. No, not the picture, the figures.
Yes.
The figures of the casualties.
The front page of the Guardian newspaper.
Records from a major institution of government. So they cannot be lying.
At all.
Yes. 5,281 crashes.
Yes.
2,838 deaths. We are not in war.
At all.
Yes. Some of these deaths, the casualties in there, burnt beyond recognition. Yes. On the highway, look at another thing. When people are going on the highway, they keep fuel in their vehicles, either in their booth or whatever. Fuel.
Yes.
They keep fuel, and that thing we call PMS is liquid bomb.
Exactly.
For crying out loud, it's liquid bomb because it explodes. The noise can be deafening, and you keep that kind of thing in your vehicle. Once the vehicle gets into a crash, the first thing that implodes or explodes is the fuel.
Exactly.
that you keep in the back or somewhere in the car. Some of them even keep it with the passengers.
Yes.
It's as terrible as that.
Well,
all right. So let's go to another story.
I think on this note, much as yes, I would really always commend the FRSC. A whole lot of orientation, sensitization has to be done, not just by the FRSC, even the National Orientation Agency. And on this note, I want to say, stay tuned for this commercial.
Providence Television International calling. For advert placements and news coverages, please contact Providence Television International at 42 Igbesama Street, Bayeria Junction, Benin City. You can reach us on telephone numbers 08033511599, 08100710297, or 08129924847. Remember, we cover both home and abroad. Providence Television International, the game changer.
Thanks for staying tuned. And now we'll move down to the front page of this day newspapers, where we have UNICEF raises alarm over child malnutrition, education, and health gap in Nigeria. An insight into that story. The United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, has expressed deep concern over the dire living conditions of millions of Nigerian children, warning that stunting, poor health, early marriage, and lack of education continue to endanger the country's future.
A lot of well-meaning Nigerians have been talking about this. Yes, well-meaning Nigerians across ethnic divides. But I'm very positive that the greater number of victims comes from the north. For instance, they are the ones who stampede young girls into early marriages.
Exactly.
That's where we have a Majiri system. That's where we have the feudal system. Okay, and that's where we have Boko Haram. Right. So all kinds of situations, negative situations, are cropping up. And UNICEF is a major organization in the world.
Yes.
Right. They cannot be talking glibly. They know what they are saying because they also have the records. Right. Over 3 million children are affected. Malnutrition, for instance, arising from, and the result of that is kwashiorkor, which you have all over. It's very prevalent, okay, in the northern parts of the country. All right. So, but that is what government must be doing. At the state, I'm not talking about the federal government, at the state level. Yes. What are they doing to keep these children in check? Right. They won't go to regular schools, right? They are the ones who will go to the streets and beg for alms. Even in Benin here, you see them sometimes. Little kids about 5 or 6 years or 7 years, they come hovering around your vehicle. What are they doing? I mean, these children should be in school. For heaven's sake, they should be in school, but they are not in school. And then as they grow, they begin to see the society as something else. And so they want to vent it back on the society. That's why we have Boko Haram on all these structures. Right. So, but yes, we are happy that UNICEF has mentioned this. Maybe that will just drive home the message more clearly to our government, now that an external body, a global body, is talking about it.
Yes. We did actually take a news. We had something to do as regards the news.
It was on our news.
Yes, it was on our news. And they actually said that international non-governmental organizations are ready to collaborate with the Nigerian government. That's an open invitation. And I hope that the Nigerian government takes that. We move down to the front page of the Punch newspapers, where we have NAFDAC uncovers explosive chemical warehouse in Kano, seals facility. Let's have an insight into that story. The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control on Wednesday in Kano uncovered and sealed a warehouse stocked with 88,560 liters of controlled chemicals, including sulfuric and nitric acid, used for explosives in Kano.
Well, this is very absurd. Let me say that quickly. But thank God that NAFDAC has uncovered it, because these things could explode.
Exactly.
Yes, and most of them have a lifespan. After the lifespan, what happens? They explode. Yes, but Yes, that's good. I'm beginning to give thumbs up for NAFDAC because at the point they were almost moribund, making me to remember the late Dora Kuyili, who was on the neck of some of these people. All right. So, but yes, the appropriate security agencies should cash in on this and do the needful. Sealing out the facility is not enough. I think the culprit should be apprehended to serve as a deterrent to others who might have the same inclination. Yeah.
And so, on this note, just before we go, the CEO has a parting shot.
My parting shot today would mean a lot to many people. 2027 is still far out. I will urge and I will plead with people who want to participate in 2027, who are still in government, to pay more attention to governance at the moment. 2027, look, we have not finished 2025. 2026 is there. And 2027, way back into time, upwardly into time. I have been seeing all kinds of posters flying around. This one wants to contest for Senate. This one wants to contest for that. Why don't you concentrate on what you are doing at the moment? 2027 is not going to run away. I mean, they are doing it as if the year will run away. No, it will be there. It's staring us in the face. Okay? That is why you have people now jumping from one place to the other. And the new party now is coming up. People are already angling for positions. Yes. Nobody is talking about how do we make life more meaningful for Nigerians. Yes, things are still very expensive in the open market. Yes. Landlords are on the necks of tenants. Yes, because they have to feed. Our professionals are going out in droves. What is driving them out? It's because of the economy. The economy is in bad shape. In fact, it's in dire straits, if I must say this. So let's pay attention. This is a special appeal to our leaders. Let's pay attention to the moment. When the time comes for 2027, people will know it. Yes. Don't stampede Nigerians into accepting the fact that 2027 is tomorrow. It's not tomorrow. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. And you, viewer out there, I want to thank you so much. Please remember to tell your friends and family about Providence Television International. Please stay tuned.